I am very, very excited that Elder Scrolls Blades is getting a 1.5 update. It's been some time since we've seen anything from Elder Scroll Blades. We got a Halloween update some time ago, but other than that, the game's been kind of quiet. So it's exciting that we got some new news, and I want to go over it with you guys. Now, I played a lot of Blades when it came out. I beat the main story. I never maxed out my character, nor did I completely finish the Abyss, but I definitely had a great time with the game. And there were a lot of things that I wish could be better, but it's good to see that this cell phone game service is continuing to evolve and continuing to add new stuff. So today, Bethesda released an updated blog called Blades Town Hall. Update 1.5 is coming. There's some big updates here, and this is pretty exciting. The first thing is that they've finally gotten rid of chest timers, which was a very frustrating thing. You had your wooden chest, which took 5 seconds. Then you upgraded to silver, which took an hour. Then from there, you went higher and higher. Gold took 6 hours. Legendary took 24 hours. Elders took like 12 or 14. Very long time. The incentive for you to be impatient was that you would use gems, which you can either spend real money on to earn or earn in-game to speed up the process. I'm glad they're getting rid of this because nothing was more frustrating than working your way through a dungeon or completing a major quest only to get a really cool chest, only to then wait. It was very anticlimactic. It definitely was one of those things that I would do right before I went to bed. I'd put down my phone, I'd go to sleep, I'd go do something else if it was during the day, because at that point the game kind of came to a halt and it was very boring. So the fact that we are going to get instant gratification on our hard-earned loot is a phenomenal and much welcome change. Speaking of loot, there's going to be a major loot overhaul. They said there's going to be a lot more breakable things, so not just pots and tree branches. We're going to find a lot more stuff. Basically, enemies are going to be dropping more things. And one of the cool things that they mentioned is that every quest now will have a boss at the end, which will be a harder than regular enemy, which will drop better rewards than anything else in that instance. So you can start doing boss runs now. You could start farming mats. You have a potential to get a really cool weapon. I'm not saying it's going to be legendary status. I'm not really entirely sure. They're vague here, but hey, there's an opportunity for it. But if nothing else, it's cool that you're going to be able to get that big boss battle fight at the end. That was something I really enjoyed about the single player campaign, was that most of the dungeons at the end had a boss. Usually there's a big dragon or another blade or NPC or something that really put up a fight. And it was really fun to kind of gruel your way through a dungeon and then have to fight and, work your way into, victory for that level. So very cool welcome change. The big one here, and I think where a lot of people are going to probably spend a lot of their time, I am not that excited for it, but I'll probably dabble with it, is PvP. This is something that they have been teasing for a long time. Problem with PvP, definitely in a pay-to-win game, if you spend money on those legendary chests, if you spend money on upgraded gear, whatever, you're just going to win flat out against people who are lesser than you. I don't really think there's any kind of normalization here. The fact is they're getting rid of a lot of those things in favor of this because people will probably start spending their money anyway on chests to get better gear to try to beat their opponents. Now, I'll play it. I'll do a little review on it when it comes out. This isn't the thing I'm most excited for by any stretch of the imagination. But what is really cool about the PvP is we'll have its own separate leaderboard, and that you're going to be able to, with guilds, work together. They are adding guilds. You can visit other people's guilds, or rather their towns. You can trade with their vendors. You can kind of walk around. It's definitely starting to get into like a light community type game, which is a lot of fun. It would be cool if like I ran out of wood at my vendor to go to a friend's guild, and buy maybe some of his lumber to continue building a house or continue my town upgrades. I do like that a lot. So I like that sense of community. And since you do have that PvP element, it will be tied in with guilds. So if you're playing with a lot of friends, the guild together can rise up in the leaderboard. So that's kind of cool. The only negative to this, actually two negatives to this patch 1.5. The first is that the Nintendo Switch port, which I have been awaiting eagerly for a long time, has been delayed further. It has now been pushed back until early 2020. I got to play a build of this back at E3 back in June, and it was phenomenal. I loved it. It controlled and it felt great. I would definitely play a significantly more amount of Blades if it was on my Switch. I don't really get to experience the world in its beauty on my phone because of the way the control scheme, because my hands cover up probably 40% of my phone while holding it, navigating and clicking on spells and attacking and everything. I would much rather have a nice full screen presentation with my controls either on the side if I was in portable mode or a docked where I can kind of take in the world, because Elder Scrolls is a phenomenally beautiful world and it looks great. So I'm a little frustrated that we have to wait a little bit longer because it seemed like it was ready to go, but what do I know? And the other thing that's a little frustrating is we're not getting any new quests. They gave us a couple new quests back on the 1.4 update, which related to some of the Halloween stuff. They were very simple to do, but they were still fun. I was looking for more new content. Although I think with the bosses, I think it'll make the job system a little bit more rewarding. I think I'll probably have longer play sessions now, especially since I don't have to wait for the the chest timer to keep resetting. So I'm excited. I mean, Bethesda's had a rough year. We've talked a lot about that, and I'm sure we'll talk a lot more about it in the future. But you know what? I think they're doing good here with Blades, and I wanted to do this video to recognize and appreciate them because I'm having a blast with this game when I do play it. Like I said, I've kind of taken a back seat, but when I jump back into it and I do some quests, it's fun. Although when this update comes out, I'll be definitely playing a lot more of it. So hope you guys found this video informative. Leave a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are on Blades. Let me know what you're missing. What are we missing from this game? What are the key features that we absolutely have to have? I think this is a major step in the right direction. With that, I'd like to close out this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.